Hey guys, come spend the weekend with me in New Jersey. I'm going to be putting up some wall art. I actually found some that is very affordable compared to a lot of the other stuff I've seen. I went grocery shopping, made some easy recipes, did some recipe testing, and even went on a little date night. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let's get started. The shower, I feel like I need a second to kind of dry. I feel like my moisturizer and everything just needs to like sink into my skin before I can get on with my day. So I usually find some kind of house task that I need to do while my moisturizer is drying and my hair is drying and all that stuff. I put on baggy clothes and I kind of tinker. And on this day, I mean, sometimes it's laundry, sometimes it's just like making the bed or something. But on this day, I decided to hang some wall art and I was really happy because they looked even better than I expected them to. So I got a couple pieces for my office. We got some for the kitchen area and the living room. We're definitely going to mix in some pictures of us and family and friends to give it a more personal and homey touch. And one thing that my cousin taught me recently is if you choose wall prints that have some depth to them, it helps to make the room look bigger. This spot on the wall is still very bare, and if you've watched some of my other videos where I filmed in the living room, the spot above that couch is still very bare, and that's because we really haven't put up a lot of art or anything really decorative yet, because we've kind of just been focusing on where's the furniture gonna go and how are we really gonna use this space. And now that all of that is in place, we're kind of thinking more about how we want to decorate it. We actually went to a place called theposterstore.com and found a lot of really nice prints, not sponsored. I don't have everything that we need to hang it up though, so I've really been putting off even just taking the posters out and putting them in the frames. But today I put a couple of them in frames and I hung some of the ones that I do have the stuff for, and even just doing that made me feel so much better. Like, it really just kind of shook me out of my work day, and it made me feel just, there's something about doing something with your hands that makes you feel so creative. At least that's my experience, and I think that's why I like cooking so much. Like, it's just something that makes me feel really present, and truly I felt myself feeling very happy while I was, putting the prints up and figuring out where they want to go and looking at the pictures and the colors. Like, it really, I felt my energy shift, and it was, I mean, it sounds so cheesy, but it was really cool. It's one of those reminders that you don't always have to do all or nothing. It doesn't have to be like you have everything you need to start a project. You can do little by little gradually. And I feel like decorating a home, especially after a big move, that's such a lesson you learn over and over and over, that like building a home takes time, and anything that's worth doing is generally something that you chip away at little by little, and it doesn't just happen all at once or overnight. And so I definitely was reminded of that again today. Like I said, we are gonna have a date night tonight. We're gonna go to a place called Churritos, which has 2 vegan options. I always call before we go to a place here in New Jersey, and sometimes in New York too, because they usually have a vegetarian option on the menu, but I'm not always sure if it's vegan. So I like to just call and make sure before we go. So that should be fun and just kind of a festive thing to do to kick off the weekend. Before I go, I wanted to say thank you to Harry's for teaming up with me on this video, because they're offering you guys a trial set for $5. It's a $13 value for my favorite razors ever. I literally have 2. I keep one in each bathroom, and this is the only razor that I've been using for the last several years, and so I'm so excited to be partnering with them. I feel like razors can be so pricey, and it can be easy, especially if you're trying to save money, to skimp on razors, but it makes such a big difference when you have a super sharp razor, so you get a nice close shave that doesn't irritate your skin. In my experience, I had such dry skin on my legs, and I felt like the more I shaved, the more irritated that my skin got, especially below the knee, like from the knee to the ankle. But using a high quality razor has really made a difference for me, so I've never gone back. I've literally used this one ever since. It's a 5-blade razor, and it comes with this weighted handle that has a textured rubber grip, so it feels very secure in your hand. I mean, I love the two-tone design as well. Like, I think that's really pretty. It looks nice in the shower, but even more importantly, it's just very well engineered, and it's very comfortable to shave with. And when you're using a sharp razor, that's going to be important, because you're in the shower, you want to make sure that you've got a good grip on it. So it makes me feel like I can really get a good shave. And if you guys want to check them out, you can get the trial set, which includes the 5-blade razor, a blade cover, and the weighted handle, and one of their shave gels for just $5. So it's a $13 value that you guys can get for $5 by clicking the link in the description box below. So I hope you guys enjoy that. I just used it when I was in the shower, and then I put some lotion on afterwards, let my skin kind of dry, and it feels so soft and smooth, which is nice because summertime, you know? So hope you guys enjoy that. We are gonna go to dinner and I will see you after that. The next morning was an errands running day, so we had a long list of places we wanted to go. First stop was to get some breakfast, and I actually came across the first place I found so far in the New York and New Jersey area that didn't have vegan cream cheese. I feel like most of the places here have tofu cream cheese, which is great. So on this day, I just did avocado with lots of salt and pepper, and then we went to UPS, Trader Joe's, World Market, and Whole Foods. I spent a long time in World Market because I haven't been in a while, and they have so much cute stuff. After that, we got home and I filmed a grocery haul before putting the groceries away. So that is going to be in my next video. So make sure you subscribe to my channel because you'll see everything that I got. And I always like to share like recipes and meal ideas when I do my grocery hauls. So that will be the next one. But one highlight is something that maybe you guys have tried before if there's a Trader Joe's near you, but it is this black summer truffle tomato ketchup. I've never tried it, but Nicholas loves all things truffle and he saw this and was like, we've got to get it. And it works out really perfectly because after I got home and I filmed the grocery haul, I started doing some recipe testing for my plant-based meatloaf, or what I'm calling a lentil meatloaf. By the time you guys watch this video, that recipe will already be up on my channel. It should be the very last one, but here in real time, I'm still kind of finalizing the recipe and making sure that it is exactly the way I want it. And the thing I was testing this afternoon was really how much chickpea flour needs to be in it and also the bake time, because little details like that I like to double check and, you know, make small little changes here and there. If you guys are also food bloggers or if you just like to make your own recipes at home, one thing that's important when you're trying to perfect your recipe is not to change too many variables at once. So when I'm testing a recipe, I don't want to change, you know, the amount of carrots that I add and the amount of chickpea flour and the bake time, because all of those things are going to affect the outcome in different ways. And if I change too much at once, I'm not going to know what it was that made the difference. So it's really important to just make small changes here and there and just practice as you go. One of the most rewarding things I hear in the comments is when you guys tell me that you made my recipes and that it turned out really well and that you enjoyed it, because it just makes me feel like all the recipe testing that I do is worth it. So thank you for trying this recipe and letting me know that you enjoyed it. I'll make sure to link it below and also put it in this week's newsletter. I really like that they have these linens, these cotton napkins. These are beautiful if you entertain a lot, so I recommend getting the packets of them, but they also sometimes have these individual ones that are really good for food photography because it's a great way to sort of add some texture and also a little pop of color into food photography. Having some interesting textures and natural fibers like these really go a long way in creating a sense of like coziness in the photo. This is like one of my favorite colors ever though, this terracotta color. So I got a couple of these and I even think they look nice together. And then I really love blue. I don't have a lot of it in my home, but I think blue is like such a happy color. And then I also just got another one that's kind of neutral. So then I got these little bowls. I would put some herbs in here, or I'd put some like flaky salt or something like that. I also really like these when I'm entertaining though, especially if I'm serving something that has a condiment or a dipping sauce. These really come in handy. And I think the natural wood kind of, you know, again with that organic natural look, I just think it adds a lot of warmth to the dinner table and looks really pretty. I also got these. These would be great for like soy sauce or a dipping sauce as well. But again, for food photography, I can put fresh herbs in here. I could put some lemon wedges, something like that to just kind of tell the story. Got a couple of napkin rings. I love these plates so much. They have this really pretty scallop design and they're like this oatmeal, like cream color. And I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it on camera, but they have these little like warm flecks all throughout it. It just looks like really nice stoneware, but it has a glossy finish. Ordinarily, I don't like stuff that's too glossy for photos just because the light, as you can see, it reflects on it. But for real life, I really like having glossy stuff like this because I just think it's easier to clean and it's just more enjoyable to use in my opinion. I like the smooth texture. Is that weird? I don't know. I have a lot of mismatched dishes because I use most of my dishes for food photography. So I have a lot of random stuff, but this one I thought also really pretty. I love that it's neutral, so it will really let the food be the star of the show, but it has kind of an organic, soft, you know, interesting look to it as well. So I think this will be really pretty. These I'm really excited about, and I have a specific recipe in mind. These are actually incense holders. and it has a little hole right here so you stick your incense and the ashes fall down here. So I didn't even find these in the kitchen section, but I do think they're going to be really beautiful for a recipe that I'm working on. Just the color scheme I have in mind and the type of dish, I think it'd be really pretty to put herbs and like red pepper flakes in here and just have them kind of on the table as if they were, you know, these kinds of bowls. No one is going to know that there's a tiny little hole in there for incense. Like, it's just gonna look really cool with the color scheme. It's a little bit more yellowy in real life. It's looking very orange on camera, but I think it's so pretty. And especially if I have little tea lights or something around or nearby, I think that flickering light with this color is gonna be really pretty. So I'm probably just gonna have some like dried flowers, maybe even like dried herbs or something. I don't know, but I think like kind of in the background of the shot, this would add a little pop of color and just something pretty to fill the space without being too noisy. And finally, I got this little cheese board, and when I'm not using it for food photography, it will be great for like little snacks and stuff. So I think this is really pretty. So normally with meatloaf, I do either mashed potatoes, or one day this week we actually did my healthy butternut squash mac and cheese. But because we were having it yet again, I thought I would change it up and serve it with some herby rice and a salad. The next day I filmed this reel for my Instagram, but I wanted to share it here just to give you guys the sauce recipe, because I know you guys are asking me for sauces a lot. I totally get it, because I feel like you can have really similar ingredients, but just change up the sauce and it changes everything. So this is actually what I'm calling a green jalapeno ranch. You mix all of your ranch ingredients together in a blender along with a handful of spinach and some pickled jalapenos, and you can put that on burgers, on fries. It's so good. So I'll put the recipe in the description box below as well. In this video, I was using it on these lemon herb burgers, and I did it with arugula, some scallions, a little bit of jalapeno on top, and then these are the everything bagel ciabatta buns that I got at Trader Joe's this weekend, and they are so good. They're really good for burgers because they add a nice texture and crunch and flavor because of that coating on top. So loved that. I will put that recipe down below, as well as all the recipes that you saw in this video and all the links in this video. So I hope you guys find that helpful. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in a video very soon. Bye.